the Bay. I'm Becca, your tiny urban farmer soap maker here down in the South Texas area. So we are making more of this Tonka bean Noir. And I got like these little organza bags to put the mermaid tails in because shrink wrapping them and labeling them is a little difficult. So they smell really, really good in here like this. And I've got I think a swirled soap and some little minis with the lotus and the palm trees. Although I don't remember where I put my swirls. It's got lovely notes of bergamot, lily of the valley, amber, patchouli, musk, and vanilla. So when you're working with a fragrance oil that has vanilla in it, you need to remember that it's going to discolor your soap to like some kind of weird brown. So in order to prevent that, you're going to need to add a vanilla stabilizer to it. So, and that's at like 1 teaspoon per pound. So this is the Tonka Bean Noir from Crafter's Choice from WSP. It's fabulous. I got a big bottle this time because I'm not a fan of like regular patchouli, but I've been searching for something that would be very sexy. And they love lily of the valley and jasmine and bergamot down here, and I do too. The more I've like been experimenting with all these fragrance oils and things like that, and I stick to the paraben-free, phthalate-free ones. This just smells sexy for a guy or a girl. I just absolutely love it. I think it's great. So we're going to be making a lot more of it. It was kind of a test scent to see how we do with it, and it's awesome. So we're going to add some raw honey to our recipe, some organic cane sugar, and since I'm out of sodium lactate, which helps harden your soap, I did warm distilled water with sea salt and dissolved it. And I've added like 4 teaspoons of that mixture. It was supposed to be like a 1-to-1 ratio, but it wasn't exactly dissolving, so it's probably more like a 1 part salt, 3 parts distilled water in order to get it dissolved fully. And I'm hoping that's enough to make the bars hard. We've got our kaolin clay and our goat milk and buttermilk. And what else do we have? We're going to be using colors from Nurture again. Nurture is awesome. We love their colors. This is Sunshine Yellow. It's just beautiful. Titanium dioxide. And I'm going to be mixing activated charcoal with titanium dioxide to make a lovely gray color. And we're going to do our 3-color swirl. And I've got my molds and things like that. And I was super excited because we just got back in town. And my supplies arrived because I've been running out of supplies, and I have more soap I need to make. So we got this new soap stamp in. It's like a little cherry blossom, and I was thinking I'm just dying to try it out. Hey, Country Cottage! I'm just dying to try this stamp out. I'm totally addicted to soap stamps. I'm always searching for something fun to stamp on my soaps, and I love putting them on my round soaps. If you get like, I'm not sure if this is 4 millimeters or 4 centimeters or 5, but a 5 centimeter soap stamp will fit on these round soaps. A 4 will look nice, but the 5 really is nice and bold. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. That's our standard recipe, which has the organic coconut oil. Why the dollar sign? Dollar sign? Not a dollar sign. It's a little flower. So, dollar sign. So we got back in town and we had like tons of tomatoes that we picked, and I put them for sale today, and I'll probably be sold out by tomorrow. But we have some bad weather heading our way as far as rain and stuff like that. And it just seems like every time we have bad rain or bad weather coming in or a cold front, something comes after our chickens. So unfortunately, today was a really bad day on the homestead here. I'm super sad about it. We lost 4 of our chickens, and the hawk didn't even come in and eat them. It just came in and decapitated them, which was just horrible. So I'm probably not going to be able to get more chickens till fall because it's just too much work right now to deal with baby chicks and pullets until fall starts, and it's just really hot out. So having baby chicks and stuff like that is kind of you got to watch them a lot more, and baby them and stuff like that. And I don't have time to do that right now till maybe the fall. So I'm super sad that we just have our Americanas. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, so sad. I hate losing them. It just drives me crazy. So one of the sea salt recipes I tried recently, I used one of the molds, and I figured I'd try some of the sugar crystals, baking sugar crystals, to put it in the bottom of the mold. And this is how it came out. And I'm not exactly happy with how it looks. It didn't look very good to me. It looked really good when it first came out, but as it was drying on the racks, I was like, I don't like how it came out. So I did do some that didn't have the sugar, and I painted them with the micas and glitters, and I thought those came out much better. So, just, yeah, it didn't seem to be a good idea to put sugar. It looked really pretty when it came out, but it turned out to be a bad idea. So, onward with the soap tonight. It is. You think it's pretty? I don't know. I just thought it looked funky looking. Maybe it doesn't show it in the camera as well. See how it looks pitted and stuff like that? I don't know. It came out kind of weird. Let me show you what it looks like the other way I did it. I don't know if you can tell through the bag. But here's how the other ones came with the micas and the glitters, and I just thought they sparkled. So I didn't know if the texture thing. Some people have texture issues, and I'm probably one of them. And I felt like this was weird to me. So I love sparkle, sparkle. So I've got all my stuff measured out, except for my fragrance oil, which I do this one at 5%. So I need 2.16 of it. Okay, so there's a little extra. That's okay. It's not too much more. Smells super good. Yum, yum, yum. So, push that to the side. And we were able to go see our son graduate from the Air Force this past weekend, and it was super awesome, but very, very hot in San Antonio. Too much heat for me. I actually got overheated a little bit. And then there's a lot of walking, so I'm having a lot of nerve pain in my feet and ankles. And then it was very difficult to stay hydrated in San Antonio. It's just way hotter than it is down in Corpus. I was pushing fluids and all kinds of stuff. I needed candy bars that were chocolate and all natural sodas. I couldn't, and some sweet tea. I just could not keep up with the heat. It looks like I still have a little bit of something's in here floating. I want to make sure it's thoroughly mixed. Oh, maybe it dissolved now. My cocoa butter is supposed to be melted. Yeah, we waited like 2 months to go see him, and then you get to at the coin ceremony, go up, and your airman is standing at attention, and he cannot leave the field until a family member taps him out, goes up and taps him on the shoulder, and then he can hug you and embrace you. And it was super emotional. I'm not gonna lie, we all cried. We have private photos of us crying, but I'm totally not posting those publicly because I was like a hot mess. And then the next day they do a parade ceremony in their dress blues, and then they get tapped out again and hang out with you and stuff like that. So sometimes they had to spend on base, sometimes they were allowed to go off base. And then we also got to have lodging at the Air Force Base. That was another video I wanted to do. Was I totally didn't have time to do a video because we were so exhausted, and I wanted to spend quality time together. But I did want to do a video about the lodging that they have there available on base. It's affordable, close to everything, and very family oriented. They had little picnic tables and barbecue pits outside in different areas, and you can take pets if you have them, like with their shots and vaccination and rabies shots and things like that. Their records, you can ahead of time schedule that, and you could bring. We didn't bring any pets with us this time. It just seemed like that'd be too much. And then we had a little room, and it had like 2 chairs, a breakfast bar, had like a 2-burner top stove with a microwave. It was not just a mini fridge, y'all. It was like a decent size, like 3/4 size fridge. And then we had a queen size bed, a shower, and a toilet area. And so it was like a tiny home, probably maybe 600 square feet for like that. And then the next day we got to have a different family room was available, and we had a queen size bed, and then there was 2 small couches, one folded up out into a bed, and they had a coffee table and a big breakfast nook that had a stove, like you could have baked cookies or pizza in it, and a 4-burner top, huge microwave, and a full-size fridge, and a big bathroom with a tub. So the next day I got to soak in the tub because I was just so exhausted and sore everywhere. But I totally wanted to do a separate video on that one because I was like really, really blessed that they care about your families that much, that they know that comfort is what people need, for sure, definitely. And then it felt like, because our home's only 1,000 square feet, so it felt like when we were in that family size room, it literally felt like our home away from home, and it just felt like our tiny home, and it just didn't feel like we were in some hotel or anything like that. It was totally awesome. So I would highly recommend it if people were going. You have to make reservations in advance because they book up really quickly. There was a lot of things I did not know about different procedures and things going on up there, and they've got like a wing mom group and things like that, and they have lots of answers for everybody. So it would have been nice if I knew about the group ahead of time, but that's okay. And then there was lots of lines everywhere. Lines to go eat, there was a lot of lines for everything. So, very exhausting. Add a little bit of TB to this. And here's our lye water with our sugar. And I have so much soap I need to be making, and I need to just start feeling good enough to be making salt. But my feet are killing me. Even had a margarita in it tonight to see if it would help, but it only killed the pain for a short time. I have to get off my feet here. So now he's off to tech school, and once he finishes that, I think that's when he'll get stationed. I don't know all the details. We just kind of find out as we go. But the best part was seeing him happy, clear-minded, proud, standing tall. It was awesome. they've got some, we got to tour his barracks too. So like they have an old barracks part and they call it Alcatraz, and then the new buildings they call Disneyland. All right, we'll see you later. Yeah, so Disneyland was fancier, and I guess they are a little bit nicer to them over there, whereas they're a little bit harder on the ones over in Alcatraz. And but he really liked that. He liked that they held them accountable to the core values: integrity, respect, service before self. So I think I did like half yellow, a little bit. A little bit more yellow. Yellow. White here. And if you don't get your gear, like t-shirts and things like that, on the first and second day, that's it. The shop's pretty much kind of closed. There's other shops open, but like the shops that they had open during the ceremonies were closed, and then a lot of things had sold out. So maybe have somebody wait in line while you pick stuff out because the lines were really long, really long. This needs more white. So this is just the activated charcoal. Activated charcoal with the TD. I need like a sturdy thing. I'm gonna stir it a little bit better. Oh, and there was San Antonio had a museum, and for graduation weekend, all military and their family got to get in for free, which was super super awesome. There's lots of places that gave discounts where they got in for free for that graduation weekend, but there's certain things that they have to stay in their uniform and things like that. They can't go riding rides or getting wet in the water and stuff like that. So the Japanese tea garden was just perfect, and I've got photos on my Instagram of the tea garden in the museum. It was really, they had gardens at the museum too outside that were really pretty. It felt like home because they had like banana trees and rose of Sharon and herbs like rosemary. And it was a lot bigger than I thought it was when we got in there. So I was really excited that we got to see it. And we did go out to eat at Big Lou's. They recommended it. I guess there's Big Lou's has a pizza place and Big Lou's has like a burger place. And they're like the same place, but it's in two different locations about a couple of blocks from each other, which that was kind of interesting. So we did the burgers and they had Irish fries. It was like an Irish place. It was really interesting. We don't usually eat out either. So another good idea was people, actually we were probably the few that did it, was we brought coolers and we got cold pots and we had a picnic, and it worked out great because there was just way too many lines everywhere and we were super hungry. So, and a few home baked stuff stuff that we usually would have. But while we were gone, our animals were fine until we got back, and this weird weather started to come in, and they said it's just a tropical wave and not like a tropical storm. We're only going to get rain, but the hawks tend to just go after everything. We've got it all netted off, but our chickens are only fully enclosed in the evenings when we put them to bed, so eventually we'll be able to close that whole area off for them to keep them safe all the time, but that has not been in the budget right now. So, alrighty, we've got a couple that I'm going to do with those. Quite a large batch. Hoping it stays fluid long enough for me to do it all. Got a couple of mermaids here. Mermaids came out really good with that intergalactic sparkle from Nurture. And I'm going to be doing some craft projects soon where I'm going to be trying to cast some castings and then make some silicone molds from them to see if I can try to make more of these mermaid molds. So I might just try one out sometime this week and see how it comes out, and then I'll do one live to show you guys how it worked and the brand I used. And get some of these that we're doing. Some of our big bars. Oh, it's everywhere. So of course my son asked me to make him those Fight Club soaps, and the heat melted some of them and they looked terrible. So some of them stayed good, but some just looked terrible. And he grabbed some of the other ones that I had for his fellow airmen, and he was like, "Oh, how much are these? Blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, no. They're airmen. This is our gift to them. If they wanted them, I'm happy to provide them some fun soaps for a gift for graduation." I'm just thankful I didn't need to give him 57 of them because I did not have 57. And he said it was just only maybe about 20 of them wanted them. So and he just was so excited to be able to give those to the guys. So, we've got some mermaid tails here. thought there was more in these molds for the tails, and there's only 3 per mold, so I've got 4 molds, so I can get 12 mermaid tails out of them. Oh, can't wait to get off my feet. I haven't been in this much pain in a really long time. I swear I felt like a long time ago when I was much younger, I did the Boston Marathon where we did the walk for hunger and we walked 20 miles. And I usually walked a couple miles every day, but that was not enough to prepare me for a 20-mile hike in Boston. Oh my gosh, we did it in like I think 4 hours and some odd minutes, and it was brutal. It was I couldn't walk for like a week. I'm not kidding you. I was so sore. I couldn't get up to go to the bathroom. It was sad. And I had to rest all yesterday. It was just way too much for me. I'm just glad the animals had everything they needed because I could not get to them. And then today we were just trying to get the house cleaned up and things put away from traveling. And y'all know when you travel, you just come home with like food and clothes and stuff that needs to be taken care of. And, oh, I'm going to have to make more of these. Okay. I'm going to make another batch probably tomorrow. I'm not going to get all the ones I need. I thought this would be big enough. Guess not. So now that the house is in order, I was like, I'll see if I have enough energy to make soap. So I'm making it tonight. And then I've been trying to get a little bit more organized or figure out what else I could do to help organize the soap and stuff around here because it is a tiny home. And we have it's HSN has a product called Origami, and it's metal shelving that's foldable and has wheels and things like that. And they've got different carts and stuff like that. And it's a little pricey, some of it, but I think it's very strong and durable. And I don't know any other product that's kind of like that. I mean, I have some metal shelving, but it's not enough for my needs right now. So I ordered the organizer cart, and I'll show you guys what that looks like when it comes in, so I can try to get a little bit more organized with some of my supplies here. Eventually, I'll have more things sold on eBay, and I'll have totally way more storage in the hallway there with the metal racks that I already do have. Eventually, we'll be just totally organized one day. That's our goal. Somehow I thought this was going to make way more soap. I must be tired and did not calculate. It was a fairly large batch, but not as large as I was wanting. At least 3.5 pounds of soap. But I think if I made 4 pounds, I wouldn't be able to get the swirl I needed. Uh-oh. I just lost some soap. What happens when you're tired? I try not to make soap when I'm tired because I feel like I make messes and it's everywhere. And my husband's like, "Do you want a place to eat?" Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I can scrape some of those out. Just have to make more more. Anxious to see what that soap stamp's going to look like. I've been waiting for that one for like over a month now. And you never know when these things are going to come in from China. They just take forever. And our neighbors were super awesome to watch our house and make sure to get our mail and stuff like that. Feels like banana pudding right now. This is not a banana scent. It's just nice and creamy. So yeah, maybe tomorrow if I'm not too tired, I'll do a full-on video about some information about BMT and kind of. It was really helpful to see other parents posting videos and information about different things because there was a lot of things we just did not know about. So super thankful for all that help and support that people had for each other. There's a lot of military families that they've got several military people in their family, and they were like, "Is this your first one?" I was like, "Yes." So they were all really kind and helpful and supportive of each other. Felt like one big family up there. It's awesome. Now I totally forgot about this, like, because my cousin, her dad was in the Air Force, and when I would go and visit and stay on base, they play in the morning, you don't like need an alarm clock up there because they play the song. It's like do 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 do. So they play that every morning at like was it like 6:30, and then in the evenings they play another one, a different one, and that's when everybody's home and has dinner with their family. And it's kind of like the end of the day, winding down, and it's just really kind of cool. It's different. Um, it was fun to have that flashback. I was like, "Oh wow, I forgot about this. That's right. That was so cool." So something you don't experience everywhere. Also, when they're doing that, the traffic is not allowed to proceed on the roads. So wherever you are on the roads, traffic just stops and was respectful of the flag and the anthem, and it was really cool. Oh, so ah, almost done. I'm almost done. So all over my fingers. Ooh. Probably way too tired to be making soap right now. Get this one batch done. I can do it. Yes, I can. Let me get my spoon. Ooh. Ow, 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 ow. Alright, so scrape these out. Oh, yep, I'm ready for bed. He messaged again. Come on, that one, quick. Oh. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. I got soapy soaps. Going to bed. So am I. See you later.